Welcome to MotorHead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, our 68 Impala runs really good, but it also looks good, and it has to be sealed up from the weather and elements. And we have with us Matt, the president of Steel Rubber. You guys do just that. What products do you have to do that?
John, on this particular car, it's very fortunate. We have every piece of rubber that's essential from the tail right to the front of this car. Trunk rubber. This one has pretty good trunk rubber, but I noticed it could use a little body work. If they do body work, they have to rip out that rubber and have to replace it.
Right.
The most important part is sealing that whole cabin to protect your interior, and you spend a lot of money in the interior. So you've got your roof rail rubber that we have here, quarter window, and that just slides into a channel. Your filler that fits underneath that, and of course, your door rubber to go around the perimeter of the door. We also have the vent window seals and the vision posts, and then the parts that go inside the door too.
Right.
Between the run channel, and of course, you got to have the belt line channels inside.
The old fuzzy, we used to call them.
Old fuzzies.
Yep.
Tons of different names for it. But all that's essential to sealing this car up, to protecting everything that's inside.
Now, Matt, Steel Rubber has a lot of vehicles covered.
We do. I brought it in a sample of the Seal kit for this particular car. Plus, we have a lot of other parts that aren't even shown there. But one of the things we started doing a couple years ago is we started making a custom catalog for our customers. We used to have a 600-page catalog, but the customers only needed just a few pages, so it was they had a hard time finding the parts.
Right.
So now we've built a database, so we can do a catalog just for the car that you have, right down to your make, model, and style, and print it out within 5 minutes and have it shipped out to you.
Right.
Now, the guys that have an obscure car or they have a street rod, we also have a universal catalog, and that's got hundreds and hundreds of profiles, both dents, sponge, bumpers.
Everything you could use.
Everything you can
Absolutely.
think of is in that catalog. And within this last year, we also came out with a catalog for RVs. A lot of us car guys got trailers. We haul our stuff around, or we have our little toy haulers or motorhomes. We do make parts for the RVs too. So.
Well, Matt, it sounds like you got them all covered, and Steel Rubber has it down to an art form. Speaking of art form, let's check out Brian, who's given us some install tips.
Well, thanks, John. Yeah, I'm here with Danny from Steel Rubber Products, and what we've done is we've already taken out that upper window seal, and we're taking a look at it. Now, the crazy thing is this has actually been replaced sometime after this car was new, and this rubber is already starting to degrade. One of the important things about Steel Rubber Products is that their compounds are guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. All rubber is certainly not created equal. Now, Danny, you're getting going on this quarter window seal back here, and I think what's important is we love the sound of that blower winding up under the hood, but we hate the sound of the wind noise here, so what's happening?
Yeah, the two seals we're going to replace here are the U-jam seal that I've already undone. Kind of seals up where the door locks into the quarter window, where the quarter window comes through the fender panel. Just a couple of screws. All these tools, or all these parts, can be replaced with just a screwdriver. And this one has a small screw down here that we've already taken out, and this piece just slides right down the track like that. Now we're going to replace both of these, and we're going to replace the quarter window leading edge first. And this one goes on a little bit easier with just a little bit of Dawn soap on it.
Just kind of use that, a little bit of a lubricant there to get that up in your channel.
Help it slide, and it evaporates, doesn't hurt your metal at all. And then it just goes right up that channel.
Danny, as you keep sliding this thing up in the channel, the one thing I think about is, this is a great job for anybody at home who's got a hot rod or who's got their classic car to really upgrade the kind of living conditions inside it, right? It makes it much more pleasurable to drive when this thing's all sealed up.
Yeah, you get the wind noise out of there, and it really goes a long way for the looks of the car too, and it's a real simple piece to replace.
So you got your quarter window seal here, now you're gonna pop that guy in the bottom?
Yep, and this leading edge just sits right down underneath here, and just goes right underneath the belt line and just sits right there.
Perfect. Then we're going to move to our upper seal, get that finished up, and then when we come back from break, we're going to have a more challenging install to do for you and to give you some tips on how to get your door sealed up. A little bit more involved than doing these window seals. Hey, welcome back to MotorHead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. You know, we've got our upper window seal finish. I'm here with Danny from Steel Rubber Products. Danny, we're going to move on to the door, and the door is a little bit more involved than what we've done so far, right?
Yeah, the door, you don't need any special tools. We do have a clip remover tool that is easy, but basically all the door weather stripping is pins, and they're placed just for this car. So
Yeah, so it's obviously it's application specific. You're not having to cut or trim stuff. This is designed to fit your particular application.
that's right, and they just pop right in. Sometimes they can be a little bit tough, so you want to get something like maybe like a wood block,
Little wedge maybe.
like we have here.
Nice.
But a screwdriver you don't want to use. It might just go straight through the rubber.
You can tell, I mean, our previous door seal was in horrible shape. It had completely degraded, and actually just half of it was actually missing, especially up by the top of the door. You know, one of the cool things you guys are doing now is the application-specific catalog. So you don't have to go paging through a 600-700 page catalog. You call Steel Rubber, you're going to get the information you need for your particular car.
That's right. You get the catalog for your car. It'll show you the right parts, so you don't have to go through a bunch and decide which one you need. You know that this one's just for the 68 Impala hardtop.
Pretty cool. And the fact that the rubber compounds that Steel is using are guaranteed for the life of your vehicle, so you're not going to have to do this job more than once.
That's right.
You know, the door seal is very important for a multitude of reasons, but obviously, you know, you want to keep the car sealed up for moisture purposes, but also you don't want to keep any, obviously, rainwater drips. You see a lot of cars where the floor pans rust out in the front because of the faulty seals. You get the water puddling in there. Next thing you know, you're having to replace the floor.
Yeah, the door seal is also one of those parts. This one in particular, like I said, is really easy to replace. Goes a long way for the looks of the car and helps protect the investment that you've put on the interior.
Yeah, but this thing's practically installing itself. I mean, you're halfway through this thing. We've been talking for about 30 seconds. It is important to note that the clips are included. Now, this particular seal has the clips embedded into it, and you had a couple that you added that were included with the piece up on the top to get that top piece set up. But, man, you're making good progress down there.
Yeah, this one, you know, we place these pins by hand. We have all the measurements. You can see how most of them are just the same space all the way through, but right around the top, we know exactly where those pins are going to be. They'll fit perfectly. This one actually has a little bit of metal inside of here for the extra strength and durability, and it's just real easy to do, and it's really nice to put on your car.
Absolutely. And Steel Rubber prides themselves in the fact that you have a very extensive product lineup. We've talked about it, but you know, anything from the 1930s when rubber first started showing up in cars all the way up until really some pretty close to late model stuff, right?
Yeah, we have some parts that even in the 2000s for trucks and things like that.
Well, if I want to find Steel Rubber on the internet, where am I going to find you guys?
Our website is www.steelrubber.com, and on our website you can search by year, make, model, and even the body style, and all the parts that we offer for that car will show up right there.
Okay. Well, Danny, you made short work of that job. You know, one of the things I noticed was that you took real care to make sure your pins were centered over the hole before you tried to push them through.
Yeah, the pins are plastic, but having them nice and square before you press them in will make sure everything's going in all the way, and you keep it from bending and just getting messed up when you're trying to do it.
You know, we got the door apart. If someone's going to do this job at home, what other tips would you give them? You know, if you're going this far, what else should you do?
While you've got the door panel off, there's a lot of things that you have access to. This is when you want to replace your belt line. You're going to have to remove the door panel for that. And the run channel on the back of your vent window. Your actual vent window seal and division post. You're going to have to take that whole vent window assembly out, and this is the time to do that. Basically, once you've taken the door panel off, you want to do everything that you can while you're in there so you don't have to go in and do the job twice.